Hey guys, this is the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Now, it's their latest flagship device and you can get this phone for around 450,000 naira to 500,000 naira. So, what makes this phone special? Well, there's a lot. But first, let's unbox this phone, shall we? Now, I must point out that this is one of the heaviest phone boxes I've had to unbox in recent times, and I'm guessing it's because of the materials that is being used in the packaging. Anyway, inside the box you have the usual accessories, including this massive 120 watts fast charge adapter. Now, Xiaomi claims that you can use this adapter to charge the 12 Pro in 18 minutes. So let's test that claim, shall we? Now for this test, I turned on boost charging speed in the settings. I also turned off optimized charging. And with this, I was able to charge the 4600 mAh battery on this phone from 1% to 50% in 6 minutes and 50% to 100% in 17 minutes. Insane, guys. Like, absolutely insane. And right now I think this is the fastest charging phone I have used in recent times, no cap, even in ages. Now for a bit of context here, I charged my iPhone 13 Pro Max from 0 to 100 in 1 hour 40 minutes. Yeah. Now, as far as the battery life goes, I think it's quite good provided you make some changes in the settings. For me, I had to turn on Full HD Plus as opposed to WQHD Plus. I also selected auto refresh rate amongst other settings. Now with this, I could use the phone throughout the day, and this is with mobile data turned on and using a lot of social media application along with my camera application. And even when my battery was low, I could always get it up in no time thanks to the fast charge feature. Anyways, on that note, let me quickly run through the specifications on this phone. And guys, we are getting a highly spec'd out phone on all fronts. So display wise, this uses the new second gen LTPO AMOLED screen that is said to be fast at switching between refresh rate. And of course, this has been paired with a 120Hz refresh rate along with a QHD Plus panel with Dolby Vision HDR10 Plus support. Now as for brightness, this has one of the brightest displays, reaching a max peak nit of 1500. Now protection wise, we have a Gorilla Glass Victus, and of course on the security front, this uses an in-display fingerprint sensor along with a face unlock feature. Now both are incredibly fast, if I do say so myself. Now this phone does not come with a headphone jack for those wondering, but we are getting stereo speakers at the top and at the bottom of the phone. They are powered by Dolby Atmos and Amancadon. And here's how it sounds when you compare with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let me know which one you prefer in the comment box.
This is the future. This is the future.
Alright, moving to one of the major highlights of this phone, and that has to do with the triple camera setup. So we're talking about 350 MP cameras on one phone. Insane. Now usually Android phone manufacturers tend to put a very large main camera sensor, probably a 50 MP main camera sensor, and then they put a lower spec camera sensor as the telephoto lens, say an 8 MP camera sensor as the telephoto lens. But Xiaomi said, you know what, let's just go all out. So we have two JN1 50 MP camera sensors which are being used for both the ultra wide and the telephoto shots. Then there's the main camera sensor. It's an IMX707 sensor with OIS, and in front you have a 32 megapixel camera. Now quality wise, this is actually quite brilliant, especially in good lighting situations, right? In daylight I was able to get really good photos with good dynamic range, like it was sharp and it was quite vibrant. And since the cameras are spec'd similarly, you can actually get good shots with the telephoto lens, which is a 2x zoom, and the ultra wide angle camera. And in my opinion, I feel that the quality from the ultra wide angle camera is almost up to the same standard as other cameras, which is not the norm with Android phones that you come across these days. By the way, for a bit of perspective, I compared it with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm going to leave it over to you. Which one do you prefer amongst the two? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box. But guys, moving on to the front camera, and the narrative is a bit similar. I like how the selfies look in good lighting conditions. There are also enough details that you can work with, plus the color profile is also quite good. The only issue I have is with the night mode. I feel that it could be a bit better, But away from that, you can also shoot using the Pro mode on the Xiaomi 12 Pro, and that allows you to take advantage of features like, focus peaking and the ability to shoot in RAW, right? But guys, let's switch over to videos, and the rear camera can shoot in 8K at 20 frames per second. You can also shoot in 4K and 1080p at 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second respectively. And finally, you can shoot in 720p at 30 frames per second. Once again, here's a side-by-side comparison with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But yeah, still on the rear camera, Xiaomi has added, different camera modes that you can work with. Now, my favorite are the movie effects that let you take shots like this one. There's also the freeze frame and the clone modes that you can use to take VFX like videos like this. Now, I create VFX videos here, so to have this baked into the camera on the phone is amazing. Now, the only downside to taking videos on the Xiaomi 12 Pro is that the front camera can't shoot in 4K. You're only stuck with 1080p. But guys, let's talk about the performance for a bit, and this comes with the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip. It's built on a 4nm architecture along with an Adreno 730 GPU. Now, my variant comes with 12 gigs of RAM and an extra 3 gig RAM that you can get using the memory fusion tech. So in total, you can actually get up to 15 gigs of RAM on one phone. Yeah, and as far as how that fares in the benchmark score, well, check it out. Now, one thing I noticed with this chipset is that it tends to generate heat, especially when used extensively. But as far as the overall performance goes, I didn't notice any lag while using this device. Plus, all the games I played on this phone maxed out to the highest settings available. In other words, this phone can handle anything that you throw at it. So guys, there you have it. This is a rather impressive flagship from Xiaomi that ticks almost all the right boxes. Of course, the fact that this does not come with an IP rating might be a letdown to some. Okay, and let's not forget the fact that, many people were actually hoping for a larger battery. But guys, I don't mind letting go of these issues, especially when I consider the price point of this phone and the impressive specs that it has, and especially when you compare it with other flagships in this price range. So if camera, media consumption, and having a device that can charge incredibly fast is your top priority, then you can't go wrong with the Xiaomi 12 Pro. But guys, over to you. What do you guys think about this phone? What do you guys think about the results? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box, and of course, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.